For much of the 2010s, Bollywood's creative center of gravity shifted toward the Tier 2 town. Protagonists became grounded, relatable everymen dealing with small city anxieties and domestic struggles. Multiplex audiences and critics rewarded this change, favoring layered, complex scripts. By the middle of the decade, these realistic, grounded narratives had established themselves as the industry standard for quality. This era operated on a specific historical assumption. Looking at Subject C, the relatable everyman, it seemed the invincible, larger-than-life mass hero of previous decades had finally reached extinction. Grounded realism was accepted as the final evolutionary destination for the Indian cinematic hero. The Dhurandhar franchise disrupted that trajectory. It arrived with a predictable storyline and sequences that relied entirely on over-the-top physics. Critics dismissed the first installment as an average commercial vehicle. The lack of logic and narrative complexity led to predictions of an early market failure. The actual box office data told a different story. As this red anomaly classification shows, the film swept through the single-screen circuits and mass markets of Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. Dhurandhar functioned as a piece of rogue software that broke Bollywood's evolutionary code. We can treat the Dhurandhar franchise as a piece of technology running on a verifiable algorithm rather than a traditional work of art. The formula for this algorithm is recorded here: a simple, easy-to-follow story paired with a massive, high-impact presentation designed for the largest possible audience. The first engineered variable is the hero entry sequence, designed to maximize a larger-than-life presence. Other variables support this effect. Dialogues are optimized for viral sharing as memes, while background music is composed as a physical goosebump trigger. These CTMAR variables prioritize mass emotion, allowing the viewer's immediate reaction to override a lack of narrative complexity. To transition from a commercial hit to a massive success, the sequel applied a scale multiplier to these original strengths. The dashboard for Part 2 shows a strategic focus on the goodwill established by the first installment. The creators leveraged the existing mass connection to drive pre-release hype. The upgrades were systematic. Action sequences were larger, screenplay pacing was faster, and the villain profile was mathematically strengthened. This installment was specifically coded for whistles and claps, aiming to transform the movie theater into a festival-type communal event. Part 2 converted the connection established in the first film into a blockbuster-scale result, using data-driven engagement and carefully engineered hype. This level of mass connect requires a specific psychological bridge. The audience must feel a personal ownership of the protagonist, adopting the perspective that this hero is ours. When this ownership is achieved, the theater changes. Whistles, claps, and shouting transform the screening into an arena for interactive celebration and communal release. The recurring one-man versus system theme provides the final link. Because the hero is invincible, the audience uses him to vicariously challenge the rigid structures they face in the real world. As layered stories have moved to home streaming, the movie theater has been repurposed as a venue for communal mass spectacle. The new equation for the box office is visible here. High-level success is now driven by the intersection of extreme mass emotion and hero connection, while narrative complexity remains secondary. For big-budget theatrical cinema, the previous 40 years of hero evolution have been rendered obsolete. Now, the anomaly has become the standard. This algorithm is the new system future filmmakers must learn to navigate. The industry has been updated to a new operating system.